Considered a taboo subject.
Yeah, Dr. Jessica Shepard is the gynecologist and author of Generation M. We're going to chat with her in a moment. But first, a lighthearted look at what some women have to say about menopause on social media.
Listen, whoever created perimenopause, count your days.
It's a hot topic.
Crazy things menopause makes us do.
Women everywhere are raging, confused,
Y'all, what is going on with my body?
experiencing an array of symptoms.
Is pretty much the feeling of being electrocuted.
It's become increasingly difficult to differentiate between moods, like happy or sad,
Numbness in the hands, feet,
on fire or freezing.
menopause brain or brain fog.
Now it's night sweats, hot flashes, standing in front of the freezer naked.
And in over their heads.
Sleep feels damn near impossible. That wired and tired feeling.
I'm tired because I'm tired.
Maybe it's finally time to cool down.
Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes.
Listen to me. Shut up and listen. Stop talking now.
Help is on the way. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, at least we can laugh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because humor helps. We know that. But this is so much part of the conversation.
Yeah,
Things
it
have
is.
changed in the last couple
The conversation itself has changed, and that's why I'm glad that we're able to have these conversations, writing the book Generation M, because women have felt like this forever. But now we have a voice, and now we actually have terms to it. We have modalities and tools to help us.
Let's talk about perimenopause, because I think sometimes we're not sure what's happening. Is my kid on my jangly nerve, or do I have
Right.
perimenopause? So how does one know whether they have that or not?
Yeah, defining perimenopause, I think, is very confusing because people are exactly like you said, what is it? So in the book, I say it's kind of like the pre-game season to the actual menopause event. And that can happen anywhere in your latter 30s, all throughout your 40s, where you're starting to see these fluctuations in your hormones. And as they start to decrease is why we saw those stories of, I feel different, I don't quite know where to place it. And that typically can be the start of the perimenopausal experience, which is different for everybody.
Should we talk about symptoms, and also how do you know if you're in that range?
Yeah, so the self-awareness part is really what I like to focus on, particularly with my patients, and even myself being perimenopausal, is what did I feel like? What is changing? And sometimes it's so subtle, but you know inside that something is different. That's when you should start talking to your healthcare provider about these changes, because you're self-aware, so we can track it.
Is there a medical test? Is there some way you can just find out for
Yeah,
sure?
labs have been kind of one of those controversial things that people say, can I get labs if I'm perimenopausal? Will it define it? Will it diagnose it? It is very hard as a healthcare provider to look at a lab and say, yes, you are in perimenopause, because your ovaries are still giving off hormones. So it's very hard to figure out, where am I in that hormonal range that's causing perimenopause, which is, menopause is different because the hormones are gone.
Okay, so let's talk symptoms.
Yes.
First one is waking up around 3 a.m. And 3 a.m. is the number, which is so
Like
interesting.
show of hands,
Yeah.
like the sleep thing is for real. And this is a real thing. And actually our bodies are like very well-oiled machines. When we start to have a decline in these hormones, it then triggers other things like our circadian rhythm, which is solely responsible for sleep and awake. And so when you have a decrease in estrogen and progesterone, that's when it triggers, again, these neurotransmitters, and then causing our circadian rhythm to be off, a cortisol spike. So all of these things are starting to happen, and your sleep is decreased, which leads to horrible days, moodiness. So it's all connected.
Mood swings are a big thing. You can
Yeah.
go from being happy as a clam to like
In a minute.
raging. Yeah. And that's another one of the symptoms,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. Mood changes have to do with neurotransmitters. Our feel-good neurotransmitters like dopamine do take a hit when estrogen and progesterone start to, because they're all related and they want to be able to help each other out.
So what do you do? So, okay, you got
Yeah.
it. So is there anything that you can physically do to help?
You can. There are many things, in Generation M, we focus on the lifestyle portion of this, but hormone replacement therapy is a good place to start a conversation. If it's good for you, if it's not, you should still know why. It's a very good modality to try in the perimenopausal phase, but also lifestyle and exercise are really key, because those actually have to change. How you fuel your body with more protein, how you start to exercise using more weight training than we did before. All of these things together, in addition to seeing a therapist, making sure we understand why our mood is this way. All of those together are really going to get you the best outcome ever.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
You can check out Dr. Shepard's book. It's called Generation M at today.com.